Hey Cancer, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to pull a few for the end of February. See where we're going. We're going to start off with Gypsy Witch. See what it has to say. Ooh, my whole neck tensed up. Like I just had to literally relax my shoulders. All right. Yeah, okay. We're going to take it. I'm going to put it all together. Normally I just go with 3, but I think these 2 are together. So we have the Bride and the Cupid, which I like to say, you know, it is nice and that's lovey and everything, but he's still stabbing you. So you still got to bleed in some way. You know, you still got to kind of like, ow, okay, fine. With the Key and the Pig. So I think in terms of getting what you want, you know, I think, like I said, I'll shut up before I pull the last card, right? I wasn't talking out of turn. Here's the home. Here's stability. Here's all that stuff. And, you know, that's what you want. And we're going to get there. So what is this Cupid talking about, right? Because the Bride is like what you want on the earthly plane. Like the stars, more like the spiritual stuff. I think you are learning who's loyal, who you can count on, who is, you know, going to contribute to this stability versus, you know, who might not be 100% for you. And that doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm cutting you out forever. It's just like, okay, I have your number. I have your number. Now serving, not you. So I'm going to pull more on the Pig because the Pig is about, you know, being fat and happy. Pig has everything he needs because farmer take care of him. This metal is coming out hard, so everyone is getting like mad recognition. And I think you're getting awarded this stuff because you are being discerning about who you're letting in the circle. And I want to find out what this home business is. Discerning, yeah. So that whole harvest aspect of you got to cut the stuff down to get the harvest. So it does seem harsh at first, but if you're going to regrow anything, you got to clear it out anyway. So, you know, might as well clear the field, get the harvest rolling again. What is Cancer cutting out here? Tell me all about it. Okay. Remember I said you're kind of discerning who is what? Here's the Fox. Foxes, people are like, oh, they're so sneaky. No, they're smart hunters because they don't waste their energy on stuff that is not going to, you know, help them in the end. You're not quite sure how it's going to happen or how it's going to get there, but the safe is where you put your valuables. What is important? What is, you know, what would you put in a safe? If you had to put in a safe right now, like, you know, people, whatever, it could be the world's biggest safe, and you're like, I find this stuff important, and this is what counts. So what does count for Cancer? Let's find out. Give me one more. That's way too many. Cards are flying all over the place today. That is too many too. Okay, just pointing out that string was basically about like changing what you're dealing with because people fake. Here we go. The mice. There's that sneaky beaky energy. So I think you're, you know, one mouse might not be that bad, but if you get a bunch of mice, that's an infestation. They get into your stuff. They're eating your things. They're adorable but ungrateful little things. So but you can't fault mice either because that's what mice do. Like you can't be like, mouse, stop being a mouse. So what is the sneaky beaky energy? Give me one on that. Or 3, whatever. Or 4, my goodness. Okay, yeah, so we're back to, you want to be grounded. You want to have, you know, the Tower in this is about commitments and about, you know, doing things the right way. You have the Tree, which is that long-term stuff, and the Sun, which is that illumination of you can see what's coming. Like these mice skitter around in the dark. Sun's coming out, showing exactly what's going on. So I'm not saying anyone is being directly sneaky or like awful about stuff, but it's like there's this, you know, who's ride or die. You know who is going to, you know, be the person that you're like, listen, like, I need decent advice, you know. Actually, like, usable advice, and not just like quit that job or ditch that man. And it's like, okay, well, it might be a little more complicated like that, It's not just all so cut and dry. I am moving on to the tarot because I do want to get into the vibe of the feelings and etc. There's a lot going on with these. So, Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, with the Three of Pentacles. There's that work ethic and stuff. You see these people up here, they're like telling her what to do, how to do it, and she's like, I got this, I'm just putting this shelf up for you lovely people to stand on. And then you have that Ten of Pentacles with the house in the middle of it. Okay, I'm just pointing that out. So you're working on that stability. Like what does that stability look like? What does this mean for Cancer? And what does it mean for Cancer? It means Ace of Swords, which is that clarity and slicing and dicing if need be. One more of this. King of Swords. There's that like, oh, you didn't cut the mustard, bye. It doesn't have to be like that in a mean way. You can just kind of let things pitter off, or like you wind up not calling them every day, or you wind up kind of taking a couple baby steps back. But there's more clarity, there's more discernment of like, boom, this is it. Yes, no, you, yes, no. Six of Pentacles. I love this one because for me, this is about balance, but it's also about who's getting what out of you. What are you putting where, and taking kind of stock of, is it your best choice? To give this or that or the other thing. I do want to clarify this King of Swords and see what we're talking about here. Page of Wands. There's the beginning of taking action. There's also more messages and things because pages are more message oriented. And what if we were going to say this was messages? What? Pages. Ouch. So this little jerk's running around with scissors, which is something you are not supposed to do, right? So maybe someone is kind of watching and like, don't want to say like in a malicious way, but it's more of like a, wait, what? People who got away with stuff for too long or benefited from you not having boundaries are kind of like, whoa, wait, what? What is it? What is this now with Cancer? Ace of Wands. Because that little page is now taking it and actually doing. So you have two aces kicking up. I do want to get a clarifier on the ace and then the six. And I think we'll kind of get a big picture here. Ten of Cups. You've got two tens. Ace of Swords. Discerning what makes you happy. What's the point? Like what is the meat of what makes you tick and what you think is important? And that was a lot, but that Nine of Swords kicked out over here, which I think has you in your head about what you're feeling in terms of this, because it's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But the Nine of Wands says, yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm removing myself from the fight, and I'll hit you with this wand if I have to. So, what is this 9? Just give me one. For what can Cancer do to move this forward? I do want to see. It's like, what's the point of all this? You're like, I know. All right, what can Cancer do moving forward? What can be done? The Emperor. There is, and I'm going to, sometimes the Emperor is about ego. And I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. Maybe you do need to ego up a little bit and be like, no, yes, no, you, ride or die, bye, adios, muchachos. This is also Aries as well, so we'll be getting into that soon enough, right? Pisces is next, and then we have Aries again. So, maybe it will take this until April to kind of get this ball rolling. I do want one more on that. Oh, I'm sorry, I know I pulled so many, but I like a full story. So yeah, you need to kind of boss up and decide who gets what out of you, and if it is a time frame, what can Cancer expect until that time comes. Four of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Moon. So Four of Swords is you're taking yourself out of the fray. You're removing yourself from the equation. It can be, people say, like, oh, it's a depression card or whatever. No, but my girlfriend's at spa day. Like, she's doing her. She doesn't really need a lot of affirmation kicking around. And Five of Pentacles. You're leaving stuff out. It's like, no, because the moon is you already know, and also, hi, it's Cancer. So you already know kind of what needs to be put back burnered or phased out, and you're kind of pulling yourself out of the loop for a little bit. Like I said, April is probably the, start this now. Start taking stock now. And then April comes also, it's the start of the astrological new year, so good time, good energy to really, kick some butt. We're going to go to the crystal deck, get a little cosmic pep talk. What do we got here? Garnet, fertility, abundance, and expansion. Drawing this card signifies you will find the necessary strength and creativity to realize the changes you need to make. Call upon your deep innate strengths and clear the path ahead. All right, Cancer, that's it for the end of February, and I will talk to you later.